Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Aileen and here we like to talk about all things makeup, mostly luxury makeup, skincare, and fashion. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you consider subscribing and joining the family. So you guys know I love bronzer. I love bronzer. I had to do it. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new Saei bronzer, and this is in the shade medium bronze. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. But before we go, like we always say, comment, like, subscribe. Let's get to it. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to start with some comparison swatches. I have applied this to the face. I have swatched it. I haven't worn it for a long time to know. I saw a little bug fly by. Was it a mosquito? What was that? Okay, moving on. To know how long it's going to last and how it wears. So here is Saei, and this is in the shade medium bronze. And I will link Lexi Zhang's video below. I believe she has another shade. I want to say it was the light bronze, but there it is swatched, and here it is sheared out. But I'll definitely link her video down below because that will give you the opportunity to see it in another shade on another skin tone. Next, we'll compare it to the Chanel Le Beige's Healthy Glow Cream Bronzer, and this is the 395 Tan Deep. And this is deeper. So I will say, if the Chanel Tan Deep was too light for you, you may want to go with the deepest shade of the Saei, in my opinion, because that is significantly darker. And the Saei bronzer does have a 12-month shelf life with 1 ounce of product. And in reading the ingredients, it does have fragrance. However, the fragrance is naturally derived from the ingredients that they use. And one of the ingredients they do use is silica. So if silica is not an ingredient that you like in your products, then this would not be the product for you. So next I'm going to swatch the Westman Atelier, and this one is in the shade Truffle. And this is darker as well. And I'm just leaving it over there, but shearing it out so you see how they all shear out. And lastly, before we move on to application, is the Huda Tantour in the shade medium. It looks to me like this would be the darkest of them all. Yes, it is. Wanted to make sure I had enough on there to shear out. So this is the Saei, this is Chanel, this is Westman Atelier, and this is Huda. As far as the consistency when I'm swatching it, it's very similar to the Huda and the Chanel. However, it does not shear out as easily as the Chanel. And you'll see what I'm saying in just a minute. So let me pull my hair back, get that out of the way. And it is recommended by Saei to use a brush. So I'm going to go with this. It's a dense angled brush. I'm going to lightly go around the perimeter. And you can use a brush, and it does blend out nicely with a brush. However, the few times I have used this product, I will say I prefer it with my fingers. That's just me, because you really have to move it around. And I'm not one that really likes to tug at the skin. And I just feel that with the finger application, it really melts into the skin. It's like you really don't have to work hard at all to get that to melt in to the skin and just look beautifully. And I am wearing a tinted moisturizer, but I did set it and it does not move it at all. It stays in place. So there it is with the brush application. It's really pretty. There's no bronzer here, and there it is there. I'm not going to lie, the first time I applied this, I applied way too much onto the brush, and it did go orange, and I was like, oh no. And immediately, like, I blended out with my fingers, and it's a beautiful bronze. Beautiful. So on this side, I'm going to apply it with my fingers as well as with a sponge. So I didn't like soak the sponge and like squeeze the water out, but I did wet it with the Glow Recipe Mist, watermelon mist. So I'm going to I have not tried it with a sponge yet. Well, the sponge picks up a lot of product too, just like the brush. And the brush will pick up a lot of product if you go too heavy-handed, because it is emollient. But that sheared out nicely, even though the initial dab was a lot of product. So there it is with the sponge. I would say I even like the sponge side better. I want to shear out. I want to tap this side in with the sponge now because it looks better with the sponge. And if you just want a nice natural glow, Saei also recommends that you can either use this to bronze certain areas as I'm doing, or you can apply it all over the face. And you can, I'm pretty sure if you have like a tinted moisturizer that's too light, you could shear this out all over the face and apply a tinted moisturizer over it, and it will look beautiful. So next we're gonna go in with the fingers, and I just dipped 2 fingers in there, and I'm just going to just lightly spread that. And I'm not tugging at the skin, I'm literally just pressing. And the warmth of my fingers, I'm using the viewfinder as a mirror, and the warmth of my fingers just literally melts it, blends it all in, and it just looks beautiful. I always have a heavier application with the brush, no matter how lightly I dip in, than with my fingers. And I'm pretty sure it's because the warmth of my fingers just really melts it. Because if I just dip, I dipped back in. Even if I dip back in and apply more, it's just the way it soaks into the skin, and with all the other products, that just looks beautiful and more natural. Look at that. I really like it. And I really like how it plays with the other products I have on. So I have the Laura Mercier oil-free tinted moisturizer. See? And it really is playing nicely with that. And then I will just dab my middle finger in there, and I want this on the nose. When you want your bronzer to look natural, you really want to place it where, if you stepped out in the sun, where's the first places that are tanning? And it's the highest points of your cheeks, your forehead, your nose, and your chin. And don't forget the ears. I forgot to put sunscreen on my ears one time. Honey, my ears look like little flakes. My ears look like it was snowing. They started peeling. I was like, oh, these poor little ears. But there you go. So here it is with the finger application. The forehead is with the sponge, and this side is with the brush. It would really depend on your preferred method of application, but either method works. I feel it blends easier into the skin with the finger or the sponge, and with the brush, I just get more pigment. So if that's what you're going for, that's fine. And if I had on foundation versus tinted moisturizer and I was going for that look, I would lean for the brush, absolutely. So next I'm gonna try the Lisa Eldridge blush, and this is in the shade Pink Poetry. I really wanna see how another cream product is gonna play with this cream product. Are they going to look muddy? Are they going to blend together and look seamless? So let's give that a try. So I've applied Pink Poetry to the back of my hand, and this is a Sigma large angled contour brush. And this is another product that you can use your fingers or a brush. Either will look flawless. So in the viewfinder, it looks like they played well together. So let me take a closer look. They do play very well together. Does not look muddy. Just want to apply some more. And then I'm going to dab where that blush and bronzer meet with my finger and just melt that in. There you go. And they do play nicely together. It didn't make it look muddy or patchy or change the bronzer to a different color. It really looks pretty. And again, I'm going to just dab where that blush and that bronzer meet, just so it's not like a distinguishable line and they really melt and they really just blend into each other seamlessly. So there you go. I really like it. I don't have on any highlighter, but I can definitely, I'm going to apply just a dab, 2 dots on each side. And this is the Lisa Eldridge Cosmic Rose. And since this is not as thick as a cream as the bronzer or the blush, I want to see if something more liquidy and more runny will hinder its performance. Okay, so there you go. That's nicely blended out, and no, it did not hinder at all the performance of the blush or the bronzer, and it looks beautiful. I would feel confident going out just like this because the way I set my tinted moisturizer. But you can always, if you're oily like myself and you want to really lock this in place and ensure that it lasts, I would highly suggest a translucent setting powder followed like by a strong setting spray that you're going to be ensured your makeup's going to stay in place. The Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and the Urban Decay All Nighter are my 2 go-tos for sure that will just lock it in place. It's not going anywhere until I want it to. But final thoughts, I really like the shade. I really like, it gives me a natural bronzy, just beautiful glow, which is what I go for. Let me put my hair down. Which is what I go for in a bronzer. When I'm thinking bronzer, I'm thinking, can it make me look how I look when I naturally tan, like in the sun? That's what I want. And this is accomplishing that. And I'm about to go on vacation and I'll be back and you will see. This shade might not work for me when I get back, but this might be my my tan color when I get back. Like, it really is beautiful. It's nice, but even though it's bronzy, it still matches the rest of my skin because the rest of my face is whiter than my body. But there you go, you guys. Again, this has silica. If that does not bother you, you will really enjoy this product. Just make sure you pick a shade that works for you. So this is, again, the medium bronze. I thought it was going to be darker, but I'm not mad that it isn't. It really is a beautiful shade for me. There are a total of 4 shades. There's a light, a medium, a deep, and a dark. This does retail for $28. I did purchase mine at Sephora, and it does have raving reviews already. I think the last time I checked, it had over 150 reviews. It had 5 stars. And it is described as a lightweight, creamy balm bronzer with a natural velvet finish that melts into the skin for an easy sun-kissed glow. And does have ingredients that soothe and smooth and moisture the skin. Grapeseed oil contains antioxidants and vitamin E. Elderberry extract balances the skin's microbiome and is high in vitamin A. And it is a clean at Sephora product. So what do you think? I really like the bronze, the color. Like, considering the swatches and how it was the lightest, I was shocked. I'm shocked at how much I really, really like this product, but I really do. And I'll keep trying it out and I will update you guys, but let me know if you picked it up, if you plan on picking it up. Have you been enjoying it? And until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.